Your recommended genres for micro budget, if you had to rank them based on ROI. All right. So
I'm Jay Horton. I make movies that make money. This is how.
just based on the numbers I've seen, and I know in the past I've been real, flighty about answering this question, like, well, it depends on the movie and blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you, all right, let's just tell it straight out. From the numbers I've seen over the past like 3 years, and I've seen numbers from thousands of films, distributor and other filmmakers. So Black African American movies, stuff from a female perspective, very low budget, and the Black community has been number one by far. I've seen movies fitting that bill, earning 100K a month or 100K a quarter. Like absolutely killing it. Some of them are very good, some of them not so much, but the audience loves them. And I'm going to tell you what I think the main reason for this is. They're making movies that Hollywood has ignored. They're making movies for Black, female, middle to lower income audiences, and like they're not seeing movies like that for them, in the mainstream. Not nearly as much. I mean, basically, what one of the filmmakers I was interviewing on my channel, and he said he basically described them as like Black Lifetime movies, and they're killing. They don't have as big of a mainstream footprint. So there's an audience out there that's rabid for it. There's a Facebook group called Best New Tubi Movies, and I think they have something like 50,000 members or something like that, and it's predominantly Black. They're super engaged, like you wouldn't believe. Like it's amazing. I was talking to one of the filmmakers that runs it, and they said they directly account success of certain movies to that group, just because they're so supportive of each other. But, the thing is, though, you can take that and you can move that into different genres, like if you're making horror movies, right? Well, let's make a horror movie that's like, and I'm not talking about, the diversity casting or anything like that here. I'm just like, do stuff that's not been done a ton or not been done in that way, is serve an audience that's not currently being served, and you could have a big hit. But anyway, so yeah, the Black like drama and comedy movies are doing great. Horror this year for horror movies, I mean, oh man, I mean, what a year for horror. From Terrifier, I mean, I won't speak ill of any other horror movies, but it's not my cup of tea. But I mean, the way that has succeeded is just incredible. Like it's incredible. That's a movie budgeted at like 250,000, something like that, and it made $12 million in the box office. That's insane. I mean, we haven't seen anything like that since like Halloween days. Anyway, it's really cool. It's really cool. And documentary, if you have a good core audience, and if you have people in it that have their own audiences, for example, somebody asked me about two of my better earners, which are these astrology docs, which the success of them, I can pretty much put that on that the guy that we interviewed, like his following, just because they were very engaged and like just watched the movie and showed their friends the movie, and it did really well. That's what I would say. So yeah, I would say the Black drama, horror, and again, being slightly unique or genre bending or genre mashup in your horror. It seems like werewolf movies are fixing to do really well. I've seen a lot of them coming up. Like Steve C. Miller just did a fairly big budget werewolf movie with Frank Grillo that looks really cool. I think it's called Year Two. And there's a filmmaker named Mark Cantu. He's a Facebook friend of mine, and he did a crowdfunder for a movie called Wolf Hollow. That was successful, and he just released a trailer for that last week, and it looks really good. Anyway, so I think those might do really well. I've heard in horror that creature stuff is doing pretty good, even if you don't have a name. Like if the creature design is good, you have a good special effects artist that can carry it. That's kind of what I'm hoping with Craving. So I'll know more on that in about 6 months.